power leaves footprints. Sometimes it's a towering palace or it's a battlefield painting. Today you might even see a protester throwing food on a painting. Throughout history, art has been one of the strongest tools for expressing authority, shaping belief, and even sparking resistance. Today, we'll look at how images of power, royal, religious, and revolutionary, have changed across time, and why art still makes rulers nervous. In many cultures, artists themselves were seen as extraordinary, almost magical. Ancient Greeks believed creativity came from the muses, divine inspirations. Romans spoke of genius, a guiding spirit that could bring things into being. Why? Because artists could take raw clay stone or pigment and create something that looked alive. That power to imitate life was seen as dangerous, mystical, and incredibly useful to kings, emperors, and religious leaders who wanted their messages to last. So, here's a question. What's the difference between propaganda and persuasion? Propaganda is one-way, manipulative, and honestly, it's designed to control. Persuasion, on the other hand, is interactive. It tries to win you over, to make you believe you're agreeing freely. Take Darius I's Apadana at Persepolis. Yeah, with 72 colossal columns, it just screamed intimidation. That's propaganda. But, the staircase reliefs showing diplomats from 23 nations mingling peacefully? That's persuasion. Soft power through imagery. Now, fast forward to Napoleon. He actually crossed the Alps on a mule, but Jacques-Louis David painted him on a rearing horse, windswept and heroic. That wasn't documentary truth. That was propaganda, branding Napoleon as a modern Hannibal or Charlemagne. From ancient Egypt to modern photography, war has always been a favorite subject of powerful imagery. Narmer's palette, from around 3100 BCE, shows Egypt's first king uniting the land by literally smashing his enemies' heads. The Battle of Issus mosaic turns Alexander the Great into a legendary conqueror. By the 18th century, American painters like Trumbull romanticized battle deaths to inspire patriotism. But in the 20th century, artists like John Singer Sargent in Gast focused on the suffering of ordinary soldiers, blinded by mustard gas. The story really shifts from glorification to devastation, mirroring how societies themselves changed their view of war. Not all art celebrates power. Some of the most famous works actually tear it down. Goya's 3rd of May, 1808, shows terrified Spanish civilians executed by Napoleon's troops. Daumier's Rue Transnonain depicts a slaughtered working-class family in Paris. So powerful the government confiscated and destroyed his lithographic stones. And then there's Picasso's Guernica, painted after the bombing of a Basque town. Its fractured figures, screaming horse, and dead child became a symbol of anti-fascist resistance. These works prove art isn't just decoration. It can be a weapon of protest. Then came photography. Suddenly, power lost control over the narrative. Civil War photographers like Alexander Gardner showed the brutal aftermath of battles. Rows of corpses viewers had never seen before. By World War II, photos documented atrocities in concentration camps, creating undeniable visual evidence. And in Vietnam, Nick Ut's 1972 photo of children fleeing a napalm attack didn't just win a Pulitzer, it shifted American public opinion against the war. Sometimes one image can change the course of history. Not all power comes from kings. Religion has also shaped and sometimes restricted imagery. In Islamic traditions, figural imagery in sacred spaces was discouraged, so beauty was channeled into calligraphy and intricate geometric design. Jewish synagogues like Dura Europos sometimes featured biblical frescoes despite debates over idolatry. Christianity saw violent swings. The Byzantine Iconoclasm destroyed countless images until 843 CE reinstated them. The Protestant Reformation stripped churches bare of distracting art. More recently, the Taliban blew up the Bamiyan Buddhas in 2001, and ISIS smashed artifacts in Mosul's museum, proof that destroying art is itself a performance of power. Art has always been tied to power. It establishes authority. It shapes narratives of war. It challenges rulers through protest, and it reflects religious tensions. And when destroyed, art still reminds us just how dangerous and symbolic images can be. So, next time you see a work of art, whether it's a political mural, a propaganda poster, or even a meme, ask yourself, is this persuading me or manipulating me? That's the enduring power of images. And if you want to keep unpacking these stories, don't forget to subscribe, because we've got more hidden histories of art coming your way.